Imagine a country so long that if you placed its northern border on the freezing tip of Norway, it would stretch continuously across the entire European continent, cross the Mediterranean, and end deep inside the Sahara Desert. That footprint belongs to Chile. It spans roughly 4,300 kilometers from north to south, yet it remains incredibly narrow. On average, the country is only about 180 kilometers wide. This severe ribbon-like shape is dictated by two massive boundaries. To the east, the towering wall of the Andes Mountains locks the border, while to the west, the landmass drops off directly into the deep waters of the Pacific Ocean. This extreme vertical stretching makes Chile a geographic anomaly. In one continuous, drivable landmass, you can find nearly every global climate zone that exists outside of the tropics. To see how this geography determines the nation's destiny, we must journey from the absolute top of the knob to the very bottom. The descent begins in the extreme north at the Atacama Desert. This is the driest non-polar region on Earth. In some areas, weather stations have recorded exactly 0 rainfall for decades. This aridity is driven by the Humboldt Current, a stream of cold ocean water that prevents rain clouds from forming over the mainland, while supporting an immense variety of marine life just offshore. The environment is so barren and rocky that NASA uses the specific terrain to test planetary rovers, treating the Atacama as a terrestrial stand-in for the surface of Mars. The total lack of moisture also produces the clearest skies on the planet. Because of this, these high desert peaks have become the global epicenter for massive astronomical observatories that study distant galaxies. Beneath this dry surface, the geology contains massive mineral deposits. Chile is the world's leading producer of copper, extracting it from open pits like Chuquicamata that are large enough to be seen from space. Alongside these mines, massive evaporation flats produce a significant percentage of the world's lithium, providing the raw materials necessary for modern battery technology and electric vehicles. The North's complete lack of water does not mean it is unproductive. It provides the specific conditions and resources required for global technological development. Traveling south, the desert gives way to a temperate, fertile center. Here, major cities like Santiago sit directly under the shadow of the towering Andes. But this region is defined by instability. Chile sits on one of the most volatile stretches of the Pacific Ring of Fire, with over 2,000 volcanoes spread across the country. In 1960, the Valdivia earthquake reached a 9.5 magnitude, the strongest ever recorded. The resulting tsunamis were so powerful they surged entirely across the Pacific to reach the coast of Japan. Chile's territory extends far beyond the coastline. Roughly 3,700 kilometers into the Pacific sits Easter Island, one of the most isolated inhabited places on Earth. Here, hundreds of massive stone faces, known as moai, stand watch over the island, silent evidence of a civilization that developed in total geographic isolation. From the volatile mainland cities to these remote island outposts, the country is bound together by the same massive tectonic forces that continue to reshape the entire region. In the southern reaches of Patagonia, the continuous landmass shatters into a labyrinth of fjords, icy lakes, and thousands of glaciers. This rugged landscape is home to the sheer granite peaks of Torres del Paine, which rise directly above the glacial waters of the subpolar south. At the absolute southern tip is Cape Horn. Before the Panama Canal was built, this was notorious as the world's most treacherous maritime route, feared for its violent winds and massive waves. This cold environment supports unique biological diversity, serving as a massive breeding ground for several species of penguins. On the edge of this frontier sits Punta Arenas, the southernmost major city. It serves as the primary gateway for scientific expeditions heading to Antarctica. This southern frontier provides a direct line to the frozen reaches of the planet, allowing scientists to monitor global climate patterns from the very edge of the continent. Our journey from north to south has covered a breadth of terrain rarely seen in a single country, from the Martian-like deserts to the temperate center and the glacial south. This extreme length gives Chile a unique strategic importance, housing the telescopes that map the cosmos, the lithium that powers modern technology, and the ports that monitor global ice levels. Few other nations pack such a diverse array of climates, resources, and tectonic activity into one continuous border. firm, concluding tone. Chile is a geographic marvel, a single, narrow border that contains the variety of an entire continent, proving that a land's extreme shape can dictate its ultimate destiny.